Hello. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Stop it. That is so cute.
Yeah, it's Stitch and Toothless.
Where did you get that?
Erin got it for me because she loves me.
Aw, Erin, you're the best.
It's true.
Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Monday night. I'm Crystal, and this is Tom, and we are here to start a new show tonight, Andor, Season 2.
Yeah, it's a little... So, like, you know, we're Star Wars fans. Like, if you've been a Star Wars fan for any amount of time, really, as long as it's been a couple years, I feel like at this plate, it's Toothless.
Hey, Glenn.
At this time, like, you've probably been confused on timelines and characters and things like that because they jump all over the place. And if you've been a fan since like way back in the day, you're used to retconning things in your head and kind of like marrying weird timelines together because George Lucas has been doing this shit to the damn movies forever.
Am I correct that this is is this before or after Rogue One? This is before Rogue One.
Before,
right?
Yeah.
In the timeline.
So, Arosa! What's up, Arosa? What's up?
You.
Spoiler alert. Cassian Andor dies in Rogue One. That movie came out like 7 years ago at this point now. So like, you know, I feel like it's fine for that to be a spoiler.
Hilarious.
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Glenn, the geeky hippie Jedi Sentinel. Yeah. Okay, I just was reading your name correctly.
I will say, like, I am new to Andor. I didn't watch it until this, and I'm not even fully caught up yet. But something that I like about it is I don't feel like you have to be like super in the Star Wars know to get into it. It's got great writing. The acting's been phenomenal so far, and there's not I think Star Wars, I think Jedi, and we haven't even where I am, we haven't even touched that yet. It's amazing. I've loved it. I think it's perfect for like non-Star Wars people too.
Absolutely. Like one of my favorite parts about Andor has been that there's no Jedi and stuff. Like there's other stuff going on in the galaxy. They're not the only thing that matters. I like that about it.
Although don't like I think the drones are kind of lame. The droids, sorry. The droids seem kind of lame.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But
okay.
I want to something that is completely not before we get too crunchy into the Star Wars chatter.
Oh yeah.
We have two wonderful people sitting backstage that I want to bring into the show. And I have to say this because I just enjoy saying it about my friend, which was the reason why I brought my special pillow out, because she is a pretty big How to Train Your Dragon fan. So I had to make sure I had that so she could see it. But anyway, award-winning fantasy author, awesome human being, and I'm pretty sure is a human being. ReverseBLT. Let's see. Let's go.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
Hey! Speaking of How to Train Your Dragon.
Hello.
And you know, the dragon reborn by definition is a human being.
That's fair. Okay.
Obviously not human.
I got excited when you showed the pillow. I'm like, I have my Toothless here.
Yay.
That movie,
Aaron,
I haven't seen the third movie, but the first two were fantastic.
Yeah, I love them. They're so much fun.
The song, what is it? Training Flight, I think it's called. Still, or First Flight, I forget which, but like still, I cannot listen to that song without crying.
Yeah.
The song that plays
so
when they take their first proper flight
yeah,
together.
Yeah.
That scene is
First
everything.
flight, yeah.
It is literally everything for me. But yeah.
All of the voice acting and I honestly, I'm optimistically excited about the live action movie. Like I'm
pretty nervous.
hoping. I'm nervous too.
I saw the trailers and I'm just like, are they all gonna be copy paste lines? Are they?
I hope
is
not.
the whole thing gonna be, or just like those points? Is it just those parts? I don't know.
Like maybe they just put that in the trailer so that, like, you know, people that like they're not giving anything away because like this is stuff from the other movie. Like that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to. Because you know, I feel like that's kind of why the live action Lion King failed, because it was too close to the original.
was
And then
scene for scene almost.
What's the point?
Yeah, and then but then they cut the best song in the freaking in the movie, which was Scar's song.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I was very upset about that. But
It was weird.
I digress. Ellie is a fantastic author. I love her books.
Yeah,
It's very like I hate to use the, I'm not gonna name the series that shall not be named. But like, the idea of their belonging, like, so I'm going to let you explain it better than I will in a second, but let me make sure I am explaining it right. Because when I make the pitch to people, because I tell people about it all the time, I'm constantly pimping your books, Sarah's, Sover's books, Gerald's books, and all of our other, co-friends from conventions and stuff. But basically, Reapers are a thing, and there's different groups of Reapers. They're divided almost like the Ajas or the houses or things like that, and they all kind of function slightly differently to what they do in the afterlife, right?
Yeah. So we got
so those
different
kinds of
nights,
Reapers. Okay, I was
like got different
Look.
symbols for the different knights and factions.
Yeah.
So different realms and all that. So
That was the one that's on the first book is the order that I belong to. Yeah, that's me.
yep, that's Reaper.
Yay. Fantastic. But you give us the better version of that. I was just making sure I had it mostly right.
I give you the goth version of that.
Mine was too happy. So give us the short the elevator pitch for
Oh,
the folks.
goodness. Okay. Well, in the Necroseme Chronicles, you have in this world something called the Necroseme,
Hey, Aaron.
which is a thread that ties your soul to your body. And so when you die, a Reaper of Grimm has to come and cut this seam to release your soul so that they can bring you back down to the afterlife. But one of these Reapers had his soul ripped out of his body too early, but his Necroseme was still intact. And so now it was sewn inside of his twin brother while his body went missing. And so now while they share one body, they have to go on a journey across the realms to figure out how to get back to normal. So, yeah,
That would be
that's the
like
story.
so for any of our Wheel of Time fans, I feel like the idea of threads and souls and having two people in one body is not that much of a jump for us.
Yay!
Only two?
Right?
Yeah. That's fair.
You get some inspiration from the idea of the what is it? The red thread of fate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that big brinkly brain in reverse.
Well, you remember I'm a mythology nerd, so
Yeah.
I remember some stuff. I couldn't remember what it's actually called. I know Aka something, but like what?
What's that from?
Oh no, it's just well, I know it mostly from Japanese mythology, but yeah, it's like this idea that like there's this red thread that is basically your life, and it just sort of weaves its way through all the different people you meet, and like soulmates, for instance. I think their red threads are tangled with each other. That's like why they're soulmates, stuff like that. So they just
there was
like,
a whole episode of Techimuyo on that. It was pretty interesting.
That's cool.
Good old Tenchi.
How did I never hear?
Ryoko deserves better.
I don't know. Yeah. But it's also like in Greek mythology, with the three fates, the whole your life's thread. It's got to be cut.
Right.
You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of cultures use that, which is really, I always found super interesting, especially cultures that are separated by so much time and distance, like having similar mythologies and
very,
stuff.
very old concept that, like, because so many cultures do have it.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the earlier ideas people came up with for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or there really is a gigantic loom somewhere, and like
I'm for it. I'm for it.
Loki.
It's the true. Oh my god! Right?
Oh my
god.
I'm picturing
hope it doesn't have to go that bad.
I'm picturing like the loom from oh shit, what was that bad James McAvoy,
Hey,
Morgan Freeman.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. That movie is a guilty pleasure, damn it.
It's not. No, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but
Wanted. Which
the curved bullets.
Yes.
The somehow curving bullets movie. Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, that
movie was the epitome
the
of style over substance. It really was. It was just like
absolutely
the rule of cool was everything in that film.
It did well. And if anything, if nothing else, we got that awesome GIF of James McAvoy sweating, having the panic attack, waving the papers on his face. Like that's what that's from. That's funny.
And we got Morgan Freeman saying "motherfucker," which almost never happens.
Almost never happens. Yeah. Really, anything with that man in it is going to be just his voice
smooth voice that I can't imitate properly, but I wish I could.
Nah, it's okay. We all do.
And he punched Chris Pratt in the face. He did. He punched. He didn't just punch him. He hit him with a freaking keyboard.
Yeah. I didn't know Chris Pratt was in that movie.
Yeah, that's his roommate that sleeps with his girlfriend.
Oh my god!
I completely forgot that was Chris Pratt. Oh my god!
Wow! Holy
heck, that was before he was Andy in Parks and Rec, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pre-Parks and Rec.
Like his first role, pretty much.
He's like all chubby and like young looking. He looks like he's like 16, like because of how like he still like looks like he has like baby fat on his face. Like he looks so young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's sad that we can never talk about awesome things without eventually talking about somebody who's awful.
I know. It's sad.
They're everywhere, sadly.
I know. It's sad.
Please, Diego Luna, don't turn out to be awful.
I know. I love him so much. I've been like, I've been loving like all of the actors in the show. Like, I'll admit, like Andor wasn't in my top 5 Star Wars shows. Like, I really, really liked Andor a lot, but I'm a slut for Jedi. Like, I'm well, not just Jedi, but like the Force and lightsabers. Like, I'm sorry.
What's a Jedi?
I know.
Mandalorian. So Mandalorian will always.
And Mandalorian
there for me.
Yeah,
that was like okay, this is the top for me.
Peak. Yeah, absolutely. Freaking I love how it's like Seven Samurai / like Wild West. The writing and the music and the cinematography with the light, the way they do the lighting and things. Oh, just so gorgeous. Chris Pratt was also in Pride Wars. I don't even remember that movie at all. But
Pride Wars.
I don't know.
I don't think I ever heard of that.
I don't know why you remember things like that and not normal stuff.
we need to like Eternal Sunshine that memory.
That's true. But I really did love season 1 of Andor for its lack of Jedi. Mm-hmm. Like I like that they're showing what else is going on in the galaxy, like outside of the Skywalker story. Like it's not a personal story. These are the people. Like this is what's happening to the people, you know? And obviously season 1 was an allegory for a lot of things, but holy crap. Season 2 is really hitting you over the head with the allegories, like, which I'm not complaining about, but like, it's just,
I mean,
episode 1, we have undocumented immigrants doing, farm labor and, the government turning a blind eye to it because they need the cheap labor to do this. I'm like, and now they're being hassled because the government's cracking down. I'm like,
That doesn't sound familiar.
At all.
Not at all.
Nope.
Yeah. And like the law enforcement or guards or Empire or the corpos, like the corporate agents from season 1, like being overly violent and shooting before they know what's going on and brushing things under the rug, and there's just so many layers and layers on layers on this, and honestly I'm loving it. But yeah, they really were very blatant in season 2 about the allegories.
Yeah, I guess maybe they heard all the weirdo conservatives who were confused about the actual political message of Star Wars and said, okay, idiots, we're gonna make it so obvious that even you guys can't get confused. They'll still do it anyway.
Yeah, I love when it was before Andor season 1 came out. It was a while ago. George Lucas, it was after George Lucas sold though. to stuff to Disney. He was on a show, and the interviewer was slightly conservative, and he was basically like, before woke was a pejorative, he was like, how do you? He didn't say that, he didn't use the word woke, but he was like, how do you feel about all this woke nonsense being in Star Wars and them making it political? And he was like, Star Wars has always been political. And they were like, what are you talking about? He's like, the first trilogy that I wrote back in the 70s and the 80s was an allegory for the Vietnam War, where the rebellion was Vietnam and the empire was the US. and colonialism in general, but mainly as an allegory for the Vietnam War, because that's what had been going on in George Lucas's life at the time. So
I mean, the fact that they have a rebellion defeating an empire.
Yeah.
But people only see what they want to
of the Nazis.
Yeah.
To make it super obvious for people, right? Like, hello,
exactly.
The Empire's bad.
Yeah,
why do you
they have the
blocks in a fucking jungle defeat this massively powerful, technologically superior empire?
Yeah.
I mean,
like... Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the tree knocky together fucking trap thing isn't as advanced as I thought it was?
I mean, right?
I just want guns that go pew pew.
And you know what? That right there is why conservatives latch onto it and think that it represents them. It's the same thing with Star Wars. I mean, Star Trek. You know,
just
like they see people with guns, and they figure, if they have guns, they can't possibly be lefties, because we all know lefties are terrified of guns, except for when we want everybody to be afraid of lefties, and then we talk about how they have these huge arsenals and stuff. Schrodinger's leftists, right? Where they're simultaneously super violent and militant and
whatever they need
to even touch a gun.
Whatever they need us to be.
Exactly.
Scare
grandma, grandpa.
Yeah, the Star Trek comment is funny too, because like, they were, for the Cold War, and they were showing people together, and also the very first interracial kiss on television was in Star Trek. So like,
I didn't know that.
Even though, Uhura and Captain Kirk.
I didn't know that was the first one.
Yeah.
Famously,
and then the first, nothing to do with like political or socio equality or anything like that, but the first couple shown in bed together, like married couple shown in bed together on television, the Flintstones.
Good stuff.
Even like Lucy and like, if you think back, like Dick Van Dyke, Lucy Desi, they were always in two separate beds.
Mary Tyler Moore was like one of the first women to ever wear pants on television.
That's right.
Wow.
They had to fight for that. The suits threatened to cancel the whole damn show over it.
Lucille Ball was one of the only women or first woman to be pregnant, to talk about being pregnant on television too.
Yep. Oh man, if you want to see some awesome shit, Google later, obviously. Google Lucille Ball telling a host to stop touching women or something like that. And there's a talk show that she was on, a talk show, and they were doing a Q&A with the crowd, and like this talk show host was notorious for like kissing the women and like touching the women that would like come up to the mic and stuff. And every time he would go up to a new woman and he would put his hand like on her back or on her shoulder or something, when he was handing her the mic, Lucille Ball would be like, stop touching her, Dave, or whatever the fuck his name was, and be like, get your hands off her, Dave. Like every single time. Just
it's like, their production company may have been called Desi Lou.
Yeah.
Lou.
Uh-huh.
The Lou was the important part.
He was the badass before women were allowed to be that way. I love her so much. I have a whole like host of her shit in my house. I think she's incredible.
Maybe that's why I'm the way I am, because I grew up watching Lucille Ball and I loved her.
We grew up watching a lot of good subversive people on television who fought the power in really subtle but important ways. And the saddest part now is watching so many people in media just completely abdicate that responsibility because they want to get that fucking paycheck. And it's just, I don't know. So I'm assembling a whole new soapbox over here. Let me put the pieces away.
That's okay.
You guys know how I get, and I start to rant.
But Andor, I think, is doing a great job with that, and not to mention also awesome women in this show. So one of the things I wanted to go into before we actually get into the episode, but I will get our watch party ready. So first things first, we have to make sure Luna is in focus because he's the most important thing on the show.
We need the fuzzy.
Yes.
Hello to the sweet little kitty.
Don't wake
For
him
those
up.
that no, he's actually no, he might be sleeping. If y'all remember last week, he went and saw the vet. He got his results back. We know he has kidney disease, which most cats do. I mean, he's 19. But he's still doing well. He's acting fine. He's eating, he's drinking, he's going to the bathroom, all those things. So we just I have to stick him with a needle and give him fluids every other day. But other than that, he's doing good. So
I had to do that with mine when she was 18.
No,
well, I'm glad she also made it that long. So we'll see. Yeah. But other than that, he's been fine. So we'll just keep trucking along with that. But all right, let's get the thing ready.
Glenn, I loved that show. Alan Alda is one of my favorite humans. He's so good.
Alan Alda. I love Alan Alda.
I remember loving it, but I don't remember it at all because I was so young.
Oh man,
there was something with Alan Alda and somebody else and cross-dressing on that show that was like
I think I was too
controversial
young for that
the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was technically too young, but I grew up with my grandparents, so I watched all of them. I lived with
like 5 days a week. I was at my grandparents' house for the majority of the day, so I would watch MASH, Abbott and Costello, and Laurel and Hardy a lot.
Island.
No, she wasn't. My grandfather didn't like Gilligan's Island. My grandmother really only watched her soaps.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta love the soaps.
Her shows, my programs. She used to call them programs. I gotta watch my programs.
Oh my gosh, for my grandma, it was her stories. She called them her stories.
Yeah, her stories. Yep, that's what grandma always said.
All right, I'm gonna put
my stories.
The link to the watch party in chat for you guys to click on, and I'm going to put it in the other chat for our friends.
But then my grandma would also watch wrestling, and I remember she was this cute little tiny petite Christian woman, and one time she just, I don't know what was happening, but I vividly remember I'm probably like 8, and she's like, kick him in the crotch, and I was just like, oh dear God, what is happening?
That's fabulous.
It was one of those like mind-altering moments as a very young child that you're like, what? What
that
did you
is
wrestling serious business.
Oh my God.
I mean,
my grandma? You know, my grandma was like that with baseball. My grandmother watched baseball like anybody. She knew starting lineup. She knew. Oh shit! Did I not do the thing? Okay. I think I made it. I forgot to make it so that no one can control it.
I did.
All right.
Do it, don't you?
Just everyone be cool, and we won't have to redo it. So no one click play on it. I'll trust we'll see how this goes. I'll trust everybody this time, and we'll see how it goes. Let me reline up the timing so we get the timing right.
And I immediately go ahead and press play.
Of course you do.
I do what I want.
Okay. So the time is set up correctly. I do have the timer on the screen so people can follow along that way.
We have the lock button.
I jumped past some of the stuff in the beginning so that we don't have to watch like the scroll or whatever. Their Marvel flip that they do. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, because I know I see a lot of people talking online and like non-Star Wars like people that are trying to watch Andor and figure out like where in the timeline is this happening and who are these people. So I got a couple of helpful things together so that we could go over that real quick.
Did you want me to pause it?
If it's playing, yes. It shouldn't be playing.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Because I have it on pause on our screen. So if it is playing for you guys, it shouldn't be. But anyway, so Andor is Cassian Andor, Captain Cassian Andor, who is first in Rogue One. So let me pull up this little clip that I have here.
Congratulations. You are being rescued. Please do not resist.
Imagine if the Imperial authorities had found out who you really were, Jyn Erso. That is your given name, is it not?
She's a bear.
Jin Erso, daughter of Galen Erso, a known Imperial collaborator in weapons development.
What is this? It's a chance for you to make a fresh start. We think you might be able to help us. Captain Cassian Andor, Rebel Intelligence.
When was the last time you were in contact with your father?
And that is where we first meet Cassian Andor. So I wanted to have that clip, but I left the bit in the beginning because Alan Tudyk, and always at Alan Tudyk. Like, is basically the way that works.
Yeah.
So that's when we first meet Cassian Andor. She introduces him as a captain in Rebel Intelligence, which is pretty cool. But in the first season of Andor, we saw him as just Cassian being a, kind of like a low man on the totem pole in like a mining town where he occasionally would steal parts to Imperial ships and sell them. So I thought that was pretty cool. The timeline right now is 4 years before A New Hope. So the first Star Wars movie that came out 1977. Yes. So this is helpful for even you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this was my plan. So if anyone has any questions or anything, I did a lot of preparing to make sure I had a lot of this stuff right. So feel free to ask them.
4 BBY is the first season, right?
Yeah. Yes. So BBY stands for Battle of Yavin.
Okay.
Before the Battle of Yavin. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm probably gonna have a lot of questions because I wasn't on medication that helped with my face blindness on season 1.
So I don't know who any of these people.
Legendary face blindness right here, like legendary.
Yeah, no, I just got on medication that accidentally kind of helped it. So like, I can.
Wait, what's that? What medication was that? What medication was that?
Topiramate. It's anti-epilepsy, but they put me on it for like migraines.
Depression.
Oh, okay. Migraines. Yeah.
Anti-epileptics get used for a lot of weird things. It's very strange. Like,
somehow it helped that and mild color deficiency. They didn't.
I'm gonna have to see if
they
that
didn't
can help
expect
me with my
that.
face blindness.
Brains are weird.
Yes,
brains
are very weird and unexpected.
Yeah, that's like one of those things. That's like That's like
now,
when you'll recognize people, which is great.
Yes, movies and TV shows are not quite as confusing as they used to be.
Yay! All right. Well, in that vein, then let's look at some of the characters. So some of the big players and who they are in Andor is first we have Daedra Miro. So she is hair. There you go. She is one of the ISB or Intelligence Security Bureau, or I think Imperial Security, maybe.
I think the I might be Imperial.
They're basically
Security Bureau. Yeah.
Like the NSA, except even kind of worse. Like they operate outside the law a lot. They're like a mixture of the NSA and the CIA.
It's Imperial Standards Bureau. Because that's right. Because they sound less sinister than they really are.
Yeah,
that's like the whole point.
And she is like basically in charge of a sector of the galaxy, and she runs the intelligence in that area. So in the first season, she kind of identified that there was an organized effort to steal Imperial tech, and it seemed to span the whole galaxy. So it was like the beginning of the Empire recognizing that there was an organized rebellion happening. So that's who she is. She's one of the main characters. Then the
theoretical figurehead Axis. So
yes,
when they keep talking about the Axis project, that's what they're talking about. Is the thing
and
she uncovered
Axis
to find this person.
Perfect segue. Axis is Luthian or Skarsgård, the Daddy Skarsgård in the show. So in season 1, he looks a little bit more like this. His name is Luthen Rael. And he plays a lot of characters in his life. So that's a question I have when we see him, and I'll bring it up when we're watching the episode. But I don't know if he even knows who he is anymore, to tell you the truth. But he often also looks like this with this hairpiece on when he's playing the antiques dealer version of himself. Then still back to the Empire side, we have Cyril, who's kind of in a relationship with Dedra, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Pepe Le Pew.
Okay.
Like Imperial Pepe Le Pew.
Yes. He started off in season 1 as like a corpo agent, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he got in trouble for all the stuff that Cassian did, essentially, to boil it down. And because he never dropped investigating into Cassian, he ends up getting together with Dedra in more ways than just like helping hunting Cassian down. They kind of have a relationship, which is great in season 2 so far. I'm really liking it.
Yeah, it really is. Like I'm bizarrely invested in their relationship.
Which is by design, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
Then we have someone who's been in Star Wars the whole time. She's been there. She was one of the 3 women in the original Star Wars movies, and that's Mon Mothma. Oh wait, sorry, that's actually her from the original Star Wars movies. This is the one that's playing Mon Mothma now. So she's.
And let's talk about face blindness for a second.
I know, right? Like that's the original one. That's the new one.
Yeah, but that's the same actress, right?
The same actress.
And in season 1, I famously went the entire introductory episode with Mon Mothma in it, not recognizing that it was Mon Mothma, and definitely not recognizing that it was the same actress playing Mon Mothma, because that's how bad my face blindness is.
Wow.
That's funny. So also, spoiler, not really spoiler, she is the leader of the rebellion. She's basically like the face of the rebellion. And also the Genevieve Riley. Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah.
That's this actress's name. Who is she's also funding the rebellion because she's like ridiculously rich.
Super rich.
Yeah. So she's very important.
Why she makes a good face for the rebellion, though, because she's somebody who would be seen as like not
absolutely.
having.
She's also a senator.
Yeah.
Which, of course, Palpatine, considering what he does to the Senate later, makes her even more of a good face for it.
Yeah. And then the other two that
interrupting your
no, you're
field.
dude, you're fine. Like that's both of our brains. That's how it works. Because I do it too, so I never take offense to it because I know how.
Yeah, but we need to be careful because Crystal will bring out the button.
I know.
The other two is Leda or Lida.
No, that's Vel. That's Vel.
Yeah.
Well, what the heck's her last name? I can't remember. But Vel. That's her. That's Mon Mothma's cousin.
Yeah, I put Mothma there because I didn't know her last name, and I know it's her, and I know it's Mon Mothma's cousin, so that's why I put a question mark.
I forget what her last name actually is, but it's Vel something or other.
Yeah, and her.
That's
Mothma. And then
I like that. Yeah.
From season 1, this is when Cassian does the big heist on the plant on that other planet that he goes to, and Cinta is another member of the rebellion, high-ranking person, and she is in a relationship with Lida.
Oh, okay, good. I did read that right. Good. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely Vel. Yes. Lida is Mon Mothma's daughter.
No, it's her cousin.
Yes. No, Lida is Mon Mothma's daughter. Vel is her cousin. Vel is the woman that was in the picture.
No, her name is. Are you sure?
Absolutely. Because it was one of those ones that got drilled into my head because I kept forgetting her name, like the daughter's name. So people kept reminding me in chat, no, that it's Lida.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I reversed them. I put Vel in the daughter spot and Lida in her spot.
So
okay.
Other way around.
Okay, so her name. So then her name is Vel Sargatha or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Sartha. Vel Sartha.
Yes.
Yeah. Vel Sartha is the blonde chick that's here, not Leda. Leda is the daughter. I reversed them because again, ADHD. Anyway, as for a timeline, other stuff that's going on right now. If anyone has watched Star Wars Rebels.
Which I have not,
with Ezra.
so I'm not gonna listen.
Well, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil anything. I'm not gonna spoil Star Wars Rebels. But I mean, we kind of know what happens at the end of all of that, which is
stuff blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So not really, breaking any news here. But
the Death Star has entered the chat.
Exactly. Something large has just jumped out of hyperspace, sir.
That's no moon.
But that's happening at the same time as all of this. So if you've watched Star Wars Rebels, that's happening in the background. Lots of stuff from the Bad Batch is happening in the background. What else? There's a number of books which are still canon, which I'm happy about, are all happening in the background. And then I did do another small cut just to remind people how Rogue One ends, because this is going to end.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is going to end.
Why, Tom? Why?
Exactly. So in 4 years is the Battle of Yavin, and that is when Rogue One happens as well. So it literally leads into the opening scene of Star Wars: A New Hope. So.
Fun.
Yeah. I definitely was teasing you.
Mic drop moment.
Oh yeah, but I couldn't show the whole scene.
The minute that door closed, I was like, "You're showing us this." Jeez.
No.
Oh.
No, that would be too much. You got to go and watch it for yourself.
Dude, every one of us was screaming in the theaters. Like, oh my god.
So good.
That moment, the rebellion knew.
That was the moment. That movie.
Yeah. Could you imagine
what it
being
makes
that?
Me think of? Yeah, right. That guy.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that scene from Fallout. If you guys have watched that, where the ghoul says he's talking about like people who are in like bounty hunting for the money or for all that kind of stuff. And he says, difference between y'all and me is I do this shit for fun. And that's totally how Vader was in that moment, because he stalks in there all quiet, like lets them sit there wondering who's in the shadows, and then just ignites his saber, knowing that he doesn't even need the damn thing to take care of these people. You know what I mean?
He's definitely extra. He is 100% extra.
I'm quite certain he also is the reason the door jammed. Like, he stopped the door from opening all the way when the guy was trying to open the door and was pulling it. I'm certain Vader stopped the door, but didn't keep it closed all the way because he wanted the guy to think he had a chance for a second.
Yeah.
Now
that's who Vader is.
That's my headcanon now. It's official.
You're welcome.
No, but it makes, so you joke reverse, but that makes so much sense because I also watched on Star Wars Day yesterday, so it was May the 4th yesterday, obviously, and also I almost forgot Ellie. Today, May 5th, is Ellie's birthday, so happy birthday!
Yeah.
Oh crap! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Yay!
It's Happy Ellie Day.
I almost forgot.
I am giving you a phantom over the internet head pat on your cat ears for your happy birthday.
So Aaron and I watched all of Obi-Wan Kenobi yesterday.
Oh wow!
Oh, I know exactly what scene you're thinking of.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, so good. One of the scenes in it though is this
it's like
really
how
awesome,
powerful is Vader moment.
Yes. No, it's not that. No, it's not that part. There's an awesome flashback scene of Anakin, Hayden Christensen, and Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan training, but when Anakin was still like a Padawan, like he's got the episode 2 haircut with the little rat tail and everything. Yeah. So they did a little bit of de-aging on them and stuff, but it was great. It was really cool.
It looked pretty decent, honestly, but not perfect, but it looked good.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't recognize? You didn't realize Ewan McGregor was Obi-Wan?
I just got on this medication. Okay.
It's all right.
It's like been a month.
It's okay.
It's extra forgivable when it's a completely different actor too. You know what I mean? Like it's like
that's so freaking
You have a
funny.
I
rewatch
get it.
list now that you're on it, like all the things you need to go back and see.
Oh my gosh, I still need to watch Ocean's 11. That movie never made sense to me.
Oh yeah,
I haven't watched any of those either.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh my
Hello
god,
there.
I see it now.
General
There you
Kenobi.
go.
Holy crap, that is
I know,
so
right?
he's like a baby.
Mhm.
I know.
Look at
Well,
him.
That's from episode 1. So hold on, I got another. Yeah, this is like pre A New Hope Obi-Wan. Like this is
Wow.
that's from the Obi-Wan show. He's a little bit more dirty and grizzled looking. Yeah.
Been through the shit a little more.
He's been through the shit a little bit. But when they're doing that training scene, Obi-Wan says to Anakin, your drive to win and prove that you can win is going to be your downfall. And that's perfect. It's literally what you just said, ReverseBLT. Like, I could totally see him allowing them to get away a little bit just so that he has to work for it a little bit more, just to prove to them that he can do it. But he fails.
Yeah.
Like, that's like if he just would have killed them all.
He ultimately fails. Yeah.
And didn't show
Kept the door from opening at all.
Exactly. But no, he had to give them the hope, and then that's what ruined it for him. Which is also what he did at the end of Obi-Wan when there was a fight scene. Least amount of spoilers because I know some people haven't seen it. There's a fight scene. He disarms his opponent, and instead of like killing them, he hands them their weapon back and lets them continue fighting him with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and ultimately, peak Vader. But fantastic.
But there is
show.
an absolutely amazing moment of like, if you've ever wondered to yourself, how strong is Vader in the Force? There's a great moment of that in the show, which is ridiculous to think about because he's like, as he is as Vader, he's literally like 1,000 times less than he could ever have been as Anakin, which is like crazy to think about.
I want to see like a what if series like they do with Marvel, except with Star Wars. I think that would be fun.
Like full blown like Force Jesus Anakin with like the ability to like bend space and time and shit. Yeah, that'd be kind of freaky.
Oh my
I
god,
want that too. I watched the hell out of it.
That disturbs me in ways that you don't understand, geeky.
I've never seen any of them either.
What?
I've never seen any of the Ocean's movies.
Wow.
Not even the original with the Rat Pack. I've never seen any of it.
All right, movie night. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's getting Ocean's 11.
Crystal's getting the button. She's getting the button ready.
So
I've never seen any of those. That's insane to me, both of you.
Ellie, Tom, and I are like legendary.
Glenn, you would have so many opinions on those movies.
You would have so many opinions.
So many opinions. You need to watch them.
One of my it's also one of my favorite Don Cheadle roles. I love him in those movies
so much.
Aside from Evil Captain Planet, that's my favorite.
Oh my god, yes, I love those.
Everyone's a tree.
Yeah. Fucking love
those are
Don
so
Cheadle
great.
So funny. He's so freaking funny. I love him so much. All right, before the watch party times out, because it's going to time out soon. I'm going to get ready to play on our watch party. Okay, so again, anyone has any questions about Star Wars or trying to follow these characters or what's going on, just shoot them out and we'll answer them. I come prepared.
Tom will answer them.
Yes.
Yeah, between you and Glenn in chat, every possible Star Wars question will be answered tonight.
That's fair. I'll give you guys a countdown, and the time should be lined up with the time that I have currently on the screen. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and play.
Engage. I just pissed off millions of people.
Is it playing? Yeah. Okay. It looks like it. Yeah, it's playing. Okay.
I literally forgot I wasn't in the watch party, you guys.
I love the music in the series. Let me just first say that the music is so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The scoring the intro isn't like overbearing.
Yeah. Okay. I love the way they did the planet into the rebel symbol too.
And it kind of hints at the Death Star, which of course is, as we've talked about, ultimately this is all going.
I didn't notice that.
BBY3.
Good point.
Okay, so also just for people to know.
Oh, BBY4.
It said the 1 year later thing. So what they're doing is every Thursday they're dropping 3 episodes, and those 3 episodes are 1 year in the Andor timeline.
Oh, interesting.
Or well, 1 year later anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, from
So
each
these
other?
three- yeah. Well, it might be. Yeah, it's not 1 year. Like the 3 episodes don't span a year, but the 3 episodes span of whatever's going on, and then the next 3 episodes next Thursday is 1 year after those, and then so on.
So moving a year closer to D-Day, so to speak.
Are you margaritaing for Cinco de Mayo, Ellie?
I
For a
am
birthday,
not at liberty
probably.
to disclose what this is.
That's fair.
Let's just say this is special dragon fruit mommy's lemonade.
Yeah.
There you go.
I also
I
have
wish
that.
alcohol worked on me.
It
I
doesn't. Oh
No.
That's sad.
It's one of the
for
many
you.
ways the universe said, "Fuck you, Reverse."
There's got to be something.
If I
That's
drink
sad.
to the point of almost alcohol poisoning, I will get the
Well, it
effect
doesn't
that
have to be
people get from
alcohol.
drinking a normal
Like,
amount.
what about candy?
I love candy, but I
Good.
don't think it does to me what alcohol appears to do to other people. Like though I do love it. I love chocolate. Like you give me chocolate, I will be your friend, unless it's chocolate beer, because that just makes me angry. Because it takes one of my favorite things in the universe and then makes it suck.
Yeah, agreed.
I am not a fan of
I like
beer.
I like some alcohol.
Same.
Like my things, I prioritize taste because it's
Same.
not
Me
going to
too.
actually get me
Yeah.
drunk. So
That's why
Me too.
dragon fruit.
Yeah, me too.
that looks very tasty.
It does. I mean, I do like whiskey, like I like the taste of it, but I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I gotta have the grossest thing so that it hurts, and that's like, no, I like my go-to drink at a bar is cranberry and vodka with a little bit of ginger ale.
How very millennial of you, Tom.
That is.
I like to go
me.
into bars and have them make the fruitiest drink humanly possible and frou it up as much as possible. So I want all the umbrellas, the flamingos,
The fruit,
flowers,
the little
everything.
Basically
Just
what
so
I
I can
tell them.
stand there being this stereotypically gigantic black guy with a bald
With the
head
fruit. I love
drinking
it.
the fruitiest possible drink. Because people start looking at you and they want to say something so bad. But they're kind of too scared to do so. And I just sit there just sipping it like as daintily as possible, too.
You got the extra level of like making if it's like a generic dude bro white dude at the bar of like
Exactly.
you have the extra level of them feeling like, oh, if I say something I'm like it's going to be racist too.
Yeah, right.
And on top of that's a big dude, and I don't want to say that too.
The bartenders always get a kick out of it too because they realize what I'm doing after I started telling them what I want them to do to it. They're like, "Oh, I get what you're doing, too. It's gonna be fun to watch."
My friend's got the opposite thing. She's my height, so we're both 5'2", and she just wants straight whiskey in a cup. So like straight whiskey, and I'm over here with my little fruity drink, and I'm like,
That's great.
So Karen Murphy and her friend.
Exactly.
So real quick, talking about the actual show for a second.
I was just about to
love about this series. Actually, the biggest thing I love about this series is how we're getting this look at the Empire.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
People, like it's not just this big monolith of like bearing down on people with evil imperialistic intentions.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people who are holding jobs, like
having
getting
relationships,
paychecks, and
thinking
also
Diego Luna's
often
cute.
think, and who crucially think they are making the galaxy a better place in which to live. That's one of the things that's really neat to me about this series is we get to see they're not evil. You know what I mean? The Empire is evil, but it's made up of people who are trying to do good things. It's really I love it.
Yeah.
Also, we get to see the first real hint of Cassian as a leader, like the way he talks to her.
Yes. Well, one of the things I feel like they're doing great with Cassian this season is I don't want to say they dehumanized him in Rogue One. Like they made him very clear cut, no nonsense. Like I want to get this job done. I don't care who we have to kill. I don't care what has to happen.
Yeah.
But they're making him a little bit more human in this to show you like the effects of everything on him and how he gets to that point. Essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're seeing the transition from from this person to the person we meet in Rogue One.
The way they're softening the Empire and hardening the rebellion while still not making them the villain, I like, because they're showing like there's nothing is black and white, everything is gray. Like
I'm glad you told me that this is before Rogue One, because now this makes way more sense.
That's fair. It's like
makes way more
sense.
And you guys, like, what do you think? What do you think my parting gag is going to be for this episode? when I finally get the edit done, because I picked one pretty quick, and it's based on this scene.
Oh, is it okay? Is it this? Hold on, because this is the only gripe I have about this episode. Is this scene?
Oh, him shooting the droid?
No,
or just the scene in general. No, this scene in general was like, this whole episode basically had me going the entire time, how the fuck did the rebellion even survive long enough to take down the Empire? Like, it really did. Like, that's so many things, maybe, like, they're such an inept group of fucking fuck-ups. You know? But this scene, I was like...
I had that thought in season 1, actually. I had that
season 1, it made a little more sense because they still weren't really truly a rebellion yet, but at this point they have cells, they have organization pretty much at this point. Like, they actually have some structure, but they're still so inept. It's ridiculous. Like, how do you send this guy on this mission without even knowing what kind of vehicle he's taking?
Here it comes. So this is the let me play this clip real quick. You saw him. You saw him say shit. First of all, like really, but also the mouth and the voice don't line up at all. Like, and it's not Diego Luna saying it. You got to see it. It's just
they did a little ADR.
Yeah, here it comes.
Do it again. Yeah,
he's gonna do it again right now. It's totally like it doesn't even line up.
It's an F-bomb. It was totally an F-bomb.
Yeah. It's just it pissed me off that he said
moment
shit.
Right there, though. That moment right there is the basis of the parting gag for episode 1. Okay. But I won't say exactly what I'm gonna do, but you could probably guess.
What would bad lip reading put him at saying?
I don't know.
Oh, what would they do for that?
Shikey.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they'd extend it so that they could do the snakes on a plane edit.
Oh God.
The most famous like ADR edit of all time, pretty much.
Okay,
they'll just have them say Monday to Friday or something for no reason.
on the flip side of this, though, like on a more serious,
that was brutal, by the way.
All of these really brutal. That's funny. I didn't think of that. All of these really brutal things that he's doing now are being framed by this like really strong red light, which I don't know if you understand Star Wars, but that definitely has some implications.
Yep.
Yo, now this reminds me of The Last Starfighter right here.
Yes!
Oh, I love that movie. There is a movie I would not mind seeing redone.
Wait.
The Last
Starfighter. You can run out of...
Yeah, those are torpedoes that he shot.
I love how they play this for laughs, though. It's like that poor guy just got fucking disintegrated.
Talk about overkill.
Right?
But I mean, what did he do with the other guys?
Oh, he just shot them with those.
Yeah, he shot them with like
the turbo lasers.
The Gatling gun laser, but that rocket launcher guy, he shot with a torpedo.
Oh. Yeah. I would have thought they would do the same type of damage because it's the same kind of energy, or is it just a different power?
The laser guns are lasers, but the torpedoes are actual physical projectiles.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was that an actual torpedo? I thought it was like an ion cannon kind of thing.
It's an ion torpedo.
Oh wow, that's double overkill.
Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So that's what this ship is and why it's important. So I have a thing on that. So if they're following what that ship is in the rest of canon and didn't change it, which they could have, that's a TIE Advanced. That's what that's called. And the reason why it's special is because it's way better than the other TIE fighters. One, it has shields, which the other TIE fighters do not have shields. And it can jump into hyperspace, which the other TIE fighters cannot do. It has its own hyperdrive. The reason why the other TIE fighters can't do is because they're so small.
And it's really wreck proof because he's bounced it off everything.
Yeah,
they're very. He would have been dead a billion times. I'm glad you brought that up because I was wondering about why he was surviving so much. I didn't remember the fact that these had shields in canon.
Yeah, they have shields and they're hardier than the other ships. And
I had thought this was like one of the ones they were designing for Vader.
But he does fly a TIE Advanced after he gets shot out of the bomber in like the comic books and the movies. He flies a TIE Advanced. Yeah. There's a lot. I
imagine one of the reasons was because he had to spend months in Jedi meditation after the Death Star got blown up.
Are you sure?
Because he was in a regular TIE fighter at that point.
Oh, that's what they call. Yeah, that's what they call. Okay, so the Avenger is what they call it while it's in the prototype, but the TIE Advanced is the one that comes later when they actually make the ship. A lot of the in the canon in the Star Wars video games and in the pre-canon stuff in the Star Wars video games and books, a lot of the Inquisitors fly them, and like some of the Imperial Guards fly them. So one thing that I say about Star Wars, and I'm curious to see what you guys think of this, if you guys follow me on this, is that I feel like Star Wars is a fantasy show in a sci-fi setting.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no way this is a
space opera.
Yeah. I've always called Star Wars sci-fantasy.
Yeah, a space opera is basically where the technology is not necessarily explained. It's just where the phasers go pew pew. That's it. That's all you need to know.
It's just magic. It's magic just like the other magic in the show, basically.
This is my...
This was another example of my face blindness. I had literally no idea who this guy was.
Okay, so let me I have that for everybody. So I have that prepared for everybody. So he's from Rogue One, and here is the specific reason why this is no good for our picks here.
There's an outer rim moon called Dizon Frey. There was a sentient species there, quite unusual, extremely hostile to the concept of an Imperial refueling center that was being planned. Local commanders were granted permission to use any means necessary, and they make a sound as they die, a sort of choral, agonized pleading. There were 3 communications officers monitoring the documentation, and they were found hours later, huddled together in various states of emotional distress in a crawl space beneath the ship's bridge. We've taken the recordings and we've found a section of what we believe are primarily children, which has its own particular effect. Doesn't take long. It won't feel that way to you inside him, but
yeah. So that's who that guy is, and that's why she doesn't like him.
Yeah, but I was sitting there like it took me all the way to the moment where she woke up screaming for me to realize who he was. And it was purely because of context. I still didn't actually recognize him. You know what I mean?
I think I know him from something else. I just can't think of what.
Yeah. He has been in something. I don't know what either.
I can't think of what.
Okay, so everybody reminds me of someone else, and he reminds me of the teacher from Willy Wonka, the old school one. Just like his cadence and the way that he speaks. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? He's like the classroom teacher. He's Charlie's classroom teacher.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't remember him, but I remember.
I don't know the actor's name or anything, but the cadence and the way he was speaking in that scene, that's what it made me.
It's been way too long since I've seen that, but
I need to go back and watch
his performance. So many movies. His performance reminds me of James McAvoy in Split playing which one was it? Which personality was that? There's this one personality he plays where he's very organized and proper, but I can't remember which one it was.
The woman, the English woman.
No, not the woman. It was one of the. It was the guy that I think that had OCD.
I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
Anyway, so this is obviously here's Mon Mothma. This is her. This is the planet that she's the senator of, Chandrila. And just in case the allegory was missed by anybody. Dr. Gorst is his name in the show. The guy that we were just talking about. There he goes.
Sorry, I just have a big crush on the actress that plays Vel, so I was just like admiring her for a second.
She's great.
Even when she was the waif in Game of Thrones, I was like, hello.
Yeah. The interesting allegory that I think that they're doing with Mon Mothma and her family, I think, is really cool. So, like, her daughter is basically like the younger generation of our country that seems to be getting back into like organized religion and like left-leaning, right-leaning, and like and stuff like that. That's like kind of toxic in a way, like not in a good way, but not in a good way is what I mean. Because, like, she, instead of like the child railing against the organized marriage and, the religious kind of traditional stuff, she wants to do it. And that's an interesting allegory that they're doing.
Yeah, the whole idea of like the youth look desperate for meaning because there's like their life doesn't give them any sense of like purpose.
Yeah.
It's really strange that humans require that. Like, but we do. It's like we feel this need to know that we exist for a reason. It's not good enough for us to just be here.
Yeah. The whatchamacall, that guy we saw him and the other guy that she was talking to before. They're both the other guy was a senator, and this guy is basically like an underworld kind of slithery dealer guy. At the end of Andor season 1, Mon Mothma was trying to secure a way to get her money because this is her estate. She's rich. She's very, very rich. But the Empire is starting to pay attention to like rich people's money and like where it's going to see who's basically, they want to find out who they got to follow the money to see who's funding the rebellion. So her friends that she just spoke with was going to help her move her money around, but they ran into a problem.
Hello,
which is enter that other scummy dude that just came on. He was going to help them with their problems of doing that. But his way of doing that was he wants his son to marry her daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, so he can elevate his own family status.
Yeah.
By the way, she is someone who matches how I imagine Moiraine to be.
Okay.
The actress who plays Clea.
This one here?
Yeah. That's a good
even down to the height, because she's like the same height as Vel. They're both like 5 feet tall.
I was gonna say that the other actress from earlier, the redhead.
Vel?
She's how I imagine Shalon Devar would look in the movie.
And that is from Stormlight Archive.
Yeah.
I haven't read those yet. That's why I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
am behind by
Annie
2 books. I'm
Sanderson.
ashamed. Yeah,
like
I'm
I have
behind
not
by
read
2
a
books.
single line
Me
written
too.
by Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, well, Mistborn is good.
Line.
Yes,
Mistborn is definitely good.
I
would
recommend
definitely
Mistborn.
I would say as a first book, if you want to dive in, Elantris for sure, and then Mistborn.
Elantris.
Yeah,
I
Elantris
think I
is
wrote
a
that down
standalone
because you
book.
mentioned that before.
It's one book, it's a standalone book, but it is tied into his big thingy.
Yeah.
I always need people to help me with like the endpoints for these big, massive franchises.
Yeah, it's pretty daunting.
It's what kept me from reading any of the Discworld books for a long time, because I was like, where do I even start this?
Hey, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
That's what people eventually said.
I'm a huge Discworld fan.
Me a book.
I'm a huge Discworld fan, and I haven't even finished all of them. So, there's no pressure.
I fell in love with one character immediately.
Which one?
Tom and Crystal, I think, both know which one it is. But this character has my heart for all time. I want like a figurine of this character. I want a shirt of this character.
I need to know.
The luggage is one of the single greatest things I have ever read about.
Yes.
It's like the minute it walked onto the page, I was like, I love this. I don't know. It's like an inanimate object puppy dog somehow, and I don't understand how you thought of this.
Yep.
Death is my love.
Here we go with the beginning of the comedy of errors that made me wonder how the rebellion managed to survive.
The beginning. I thought this was
Yeah.
like part
The
5.
ship
Well, no,
crashing
it really was
was,
when he. It really was when he took the ship. I started to wonder,
Yeah.
but like this right here, I was like, "What the hell?"
for those who are wondering who the luggage in Discworld is, basically a sentient picture like a treasure
Piece of
chest in like a
luggage.
video game. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
basically what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing was, I imagined the feet like mechanical, like clickety clickities, almost like spider feet kind of. But
Okay.
like,
Did you
I
know
can see
that there's a
every picture I've ever seen, they've made them actual human-like feet, which
Have you
is
seen the
funnier,
movies?
but it's not what I imagined at all.
Have you seen the movies?
I have not, because I don't want to be spoiled. Because
Okay.
I've
When
only
you're
read, I
done-
think, what 2 books, I think, 3
Okay.
maybe.
Well, when you're done
But,
reading Color Magic and The Light Fantastic, watch those movies and then read Hogfather, and then watch
Okay.
those movies.
Those were done by the BBC, right? Because I think I've
Yeah.
seen like stills of them. They're like from
Yeah.
a long time ago, like the 80s or 70s or something, right?
Yeah, and most recently, The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Rodents, which was recently
Okay.
animated.
Okay.
I will
And
say
I know
my
there's a video
favorite
game too.
my favorite thing, like recent thing or outside of like just the main sequence books of Discworld, was LeVar Burton did a reading of one of his short stories. I think it's called Troll Bridge. It's on LeVar Burton's podcast. It's fantastic.
I will have to check that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a short story.
These guys were introduced in such an inept way. Like they literally gave their numbers away to the enemy.
Yeah, I like them fighting. The disjointedness of the rebellion and the way Luthen or Daddy Skarsgård's character is interacting really makes me think, and this is my kind of loony theory, is that he might not be the actual leader of the things. I have 2 theories on him. One is he's not the leader, and that chick, I forgot her name already. Clea, aka your version of Moiraine, is actually the leader. That's one.
You're getting really close to what I think.
Oh, and the other one is that he's actually playing a character with her too, and we haven't even seen the real version of Luthen yet. That's my other theory.
So I think Luthen...
Hold on real quick before we get past Director Krennic. I have to remind people who Director Krennic is. He was the villain basically in Rogue One. He was the guy that built the Death Star. The Death Star was his baby. And then Grand Moff Tarkin come in and was like, I'm going to tell the Emperor of the device that I endorsed so long ago and helped create.
Are you gonna? I thought you were gonna play the aspirations clip.
Oh no.
That was such a great moment, though.
It was.
Vader loves his puns.
Oh God.
Careful not to choke on your aspiration.
If nobody puts it in their calendars, how does anybody remember it?
Exactly. I wouldn't be able to remember it. That's for fuck sure.
I can't remember anything 5 minutes from now if I don't put it in my calendar.
Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need my calendar to keep me organized.
Yeah.
I forgot what's this guy's name.
Paper and digital. I have both.
I love this this little like old timey talky kind of commercial for Gorman though.
Infomercial.
This is also like very 1950s, 1960s United States like type of thing.
Spend some of those war dollars.
Ricola!
Yeah.
Visit newly liberated Japan.
Yeah. Meet the Gorman Spiders.
I was like, honestly, I'm spoiled for choice for like parting gag moments in this one. I might have to actually do like more than one for the first time ever because there are a couple of really good options in this episode.
Oh, it's much small. Those are much smaller than I thought they were. Okay.
Yeah, because he's the most important person in the room, Aaron.
It's true. He's a director.
What do you mean?
You don't get a cape. Director Krennic, he has a cape. He's the only one with a cape.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about Mr. Capey Cape. I was talking about the spiders.
The spiders.
Oh, the spiders.
I thought the spiders were like huge.
Aaron had a chat where she was like, "Why is he the only person wearing a cape?" Yeah,
because
sorry.
it's Mr. Capey Cape. I don't know his name.
Yeah, those spiders are are decently large.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's fun. Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, that's his name.
Well, I'm glad that they did because I don't remember the character's name, and it's the only way I'm going to recognize him.
There you go. He was also in Captain Marvel. He was the Skrull in Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Am I supposed to know what
I
that
need to
is?
rewatch that now.
That's one of my great favorite moments in that movie.
Yeah. I love
she's
that
like,
whole
we're
movie.
gonna stick it where the sun don't shine. He's like, am I supposed to know where that is?
I don't know what that is. The ass. Yes. Oh, why would you do that?
Yeah, I loved how they subverted the Skrulls for the comic fans, especially because we were definitely expecting certain things from the Skrulls when we went to see that movie, and then they were like, "Nope, you're wrong, comic book fans."
Literally sitting on my shelf.
Aw.
Hey, yeah, Captain Marvel.
She's sitting next to the Wheel of Time books.
So you know which character I'm still waiting with bated breath to make her debut in the MCU.
No.
The most powerful being in all of Marvel.
Squirrel Girl?
The indomitable Squirrel Girl. need my Doreen.
Yep. The relief back there with those blind people. Are they? I can't remember their race. There's a race of people that are on a planet that has no light, and they evolve to have no eyes, and they always wear those bandages around their eyes. I think that's depicting them.
Bye, Luna.
It's interesting how they come up again later, because I didn't even notice that relief, but their culture is referenced several times throughout this season.
Yeah, he's drinking.
He needs water.
He's got a water bowl right next to his bed.
Can I just say though how awesome Mendelssohn's like vamping is?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yes.
He keeps doing this little mincing thing.
I was literally just copying him, just like yes. You can't.
He's like,
you can't help it.
Gorman, the fashion of Gorman.
This is why he needed the cape.
Yeah,
exactly.
He couldn't
I bet you that cape is
it.
made with fine Gorman silk.
Probably is.
The cape lets you like live it. It's like yes, I can live this character now.
It really
I feel
does.
it. Like that is like I've heard actors like need props or something that to get into it.
To embody your character, you need to look at yourself in the mirror when you're dressed and like really see yourself, and it zones you in. It's true.
You can tell that this was the thing he needed to get into it.
I don't know what rank. I know he's a general. I mean a director. I know Krennic's a director, but I'm trying to remember. Like, I think he has the same rank as like the same insignia stuff as the admirals, because like Grand Moff Tarkin also had that, and like the ones that they refer to the same badge with the red, the 5 red, and the 5 blue, but below them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The weird thing is the Empire was always a little fuzzy when it came to that sort of stuff, because there were so many people whose authority just came basically just from the Emperor. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's
so
also because
I think
George Lucas is fuzzy on that stuff.
Yeah. He's like, hey, let's put some chiclets on their chests, and we'll just call it a day.
What do they mean? It doesn't matter.
Then years later, someone was like, hey, what do the chiclets actually mean? He's like, oh, crap, I have to actually come up with an explanation. What is a moth, George Lucas? How does one become a grand moth? How many levels of moth are there?
Well, we know that the highest level is Mothra.
So wait, what does that mean for Mothma?
That is the mama of Mothra.
Okay.
Which makes her outrank Mothra.
No, not quite. not quite, because Mama is just what gave birth to Mothra. So Mothra is just the next level.
There you go.
Yeah, but you have to always listen to your mama. I mean, it's your mama.
But evolution. but you can still be stronger than the last generation.
So,
there you go.
So does that make C-3PO and R2-D2 the fairies?
The fairy god droids. Yes.
They're the little Okinawan fairy ladies.
Oh my God. Especially with how foul-mouthed R2-D2 is.
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
You know, like, yeah, seriously,
That
every
is
second
canon, by the
bleep
way.
out of his mouth
Yes.
is cursing.
Yeah.
No, that is canon. Dave Filoni said, other than Chopper from Rebels, R2-D2 is the most foul-mouthed person, if most foul-mouthed character in all of Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You can get away with it.
Yeah.
And he's already bleeping himself.
Exactly. There you go. So we just saw Cassian trying to be like a human with that Imperial girl, right? Like but now he's playing these two sides against each other. They are members of the rebellion, like they're a separate cell of the rebellion, but he's playing them against each other, doesn't care if they kill each other, just wants to get away, needs to complete the mission. So now we're back to complete the mission at all cost, Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also that he read the room really quickly, you know, and he realized that these guys are going to kill each other no matter what, and he needs to kind of try to control how it happens rather than just letting
so that he doesn't also die.
Well, it needs to benefit
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also I have to point out, I forgot to mention it before when Mon Mothma was there. I hate that they named her husband Perrin, because I hate him so much. He's such a douchebag, and I love Perrin so much in The Wheel of Time, and it just makes me sad.
One of my tinfoil predictions is that he's actually also secretly rebellion, and that he's just hiding it because he doesn't know his wife is in the rebellion.
That would be funny.
And then we're going to find that out later. That's going to be like part of how he goes out, because I'm assuming he's one of the people who's not going to make it out of the show, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we never see him again, so they should probably kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, these two guys are funny.
Gloves too. Any difficulties?
No.
Oh yeah, he's got the gloves. Yeah.
Gloves.
Well, I joked earlier about Krennic having the fine Gorman silk, but these two guys in they definitely are actually wearing the silk.
Who do these guys remind you? Do these guys remind you of anyone else from a different science fiction fantasy property?
These two up here?
These two that are talking right now.
They do.
I have a picture, because the moment I saw them, I thought of two people instantaneously, and they literally almost do the same kind of thing that these two guys did too. I had to go and grab a board game that I have of this series just so I could take a quick picture of it, because I couldn't find the picture that I liked of them, and the one in the board game is it.
So I thought of Glengarry Glen Ross. That's
That's too highbrow of a reference. Okay? All right.
I expected someone to literally dangle some brass balls at some point.
Firefly or Serenity or
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about now.
Okay. Fanti and Mingo.
Oh wow.
I haven't seen it yet. All right.
Okay, but look at them. They even look almost exactly like them.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. And this is actually a card from the Firefly board game. I just liked this picture of them, and I couldn't find a good one, so I just used the picture from the board game. But
you can feel them trying to sell you something from that card.
Yeah, in the show, like that is kind of what they do too. Like they're like rumor mongers and things like that. So it's literally what they do.
Yeah, they kind of remind me.
In that too.
They reminded me of a younger version of the dead.
Literally what I said.
Dead detective.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
Dead Boy Detective Agency or something.
Oh, I haven't read
Dead
those.
Boy Detectives. I haven't read it, but there's a show. I think it's based off the Sandman.
It's about the kids that she forgets to collect, or that she forgets to collect, because I maintain she did it on purpose. But yeah, it's like those guys.
Yeah, so there's like a separate like show for them, like.
Oh, that's cool! I didn't know they made a show about those guys.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I stumbled on it, and then I realized, oh, it's a separate series based on that universe. Oh, okay.
That's
I like how
pretty neat.
I like how we went from like desperate rebellion people trapped in the forest at each other's throat to literally that dude picking up what looked like caviar or some shit off of an hors d'oeuvre off of a plate. Like I just, especially because they said like a line that Cassian said like 5 minutes ago was, "I understand you haven't eaten in 2 days" or whatever. So like,
that was on purpose.
Yeah.
And also, very few shows represent how military brass often lives a kind of a luxurious lifestyle. You know,
That's
depending
fair.
on exactly where they're stationed and all that.
Yeah.
Especially and you know, like in fantasy and science fiction books and stuff, like usually like the leaders that people really gravitate towards are the ones that are like with their people, with their, you know, soldiers and stuff like that. And these people are very obviously disconnected from them. Like they don't care. Like they don't have a care about it. They hold themselves above them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm honestly surprised the ISB building isn't a literal ivory tower.
And who knows what alien fish that caviar comes from? It's Mon calamari.
Because when people say caviar is expensive, they don't mean like a steak expensive.
No.
They mean like
it's really expensive.
Hundreds of dollars an ounce.
Yeah.
And maybe unpopular opinion.
Sturgeons, man.
Undeservedly so. I don't
get it at all.
I hate it so much. It's literally fish flavored rock salt. Why are you feeding me this?
I've literally never put caviar in my mouth and been like, I'm happy that I made this decision.
Glad I did this. Yeah, right.
It's just the status symbol. It's gross.
Yep. It's really, that's all it is. Look at me. I can afford to buy this thing that I hate eating.
Oh, you mean like Cybertruck?
And I'm going to call it an acquired taste.
Yes, ma'am.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
And there's our favorite little droid. He's the only droid. B2EMO is the only droid really that we get. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too many letters for me to remember.
I know.
Just call him Emo or call him B like they do in the show.
Yeah, they call him Emo.
I am very big on justice for droids, though.
Yeah, and I have another unpopular opinion. I loved the Solo movie, so
I haven't seen it.
I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And there's literally a droid rebellion sparked by Tilda Swinton. No, not Tilda Swinton. It's not Tilda Swinton. It's what's her face from Game of Thrones.
Who played the
droid? It's what's her face from Game of Thrones.
I heard about
Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
Gwendolyn Christie.
She does. Is it the girl from Fleabag? I thought it was the girl from.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was.
But it's his like sassy droid companion, right?
Yeah, Lando Calrissian's droid. Yeah. She starts a droid.
I heard the usual kinds of people were all up in arms about it. But okay, so about what you were saying earlier with these two. So what I think is that Clea is essentially the brains of the rebellion. She organizes everything and holds everything together. Luthen
is the face.
Yeah, he's the face, and he's also the operative. You know what I mean? Like he's the chief operative. He's the one who goes out and does the dangerous stealth missions or whatever that need to happen. And
he's also
leans on the people who need to be leaned on and all that kind of stuff. But she's the one who actually runs everything.
Very importantly, he is the network that connects the cells. He's the only one that knows really where everyone is. I
disagree with you there. I think Clea also knows. I think she knows
Clea
everything Luthen knows.
Clea does do, but he's the one that like everyone knows him.
Yeah,
Saw
everyone
Gerrera,
talks to him. Yeah,
Saw Gerrera knows him. The leader of the other one of the group from season 1 of Andor that Andor got tied up in knows him. He is the face that everyone knows. And then he kind of touches all the bases, but she's the. I really feel like she's the one in the background pulling the levers, though. Like even for him. Oh, I
mean, we even see that. Like every time we see her in the shop, that's what she's doing. She's literally behind the scenes pulling levers.
Yeah.
Listening to
that
everybody.
part right there. Luthen was talking to that kid who is stationed on a planet, and he was, he's in the Imperial Navy, and he goes, "Yeah, but they're moving us," and he's like, "Oh, really? Where are you guys moving to?"
That was a great moment. One of the things I talked about during the reaction was how that was a great moment of realistic, real world spycraft, because that's genuinely how spies operate. Mm-hmm. They go to parties and schmooze and just wait for somebody to get drunk or just open their fool mouth and say something they shouldn't say.
Let me hold on.
File it away.
Let me use another term from recent political discourse that is apropos here: a useful idiot.
Yep.
Yeah, that is what one of those people are, who is unbeknownst
real life signal gate.
Yeah, unbeknowingly helping the opposing side because they are dumb.
Mm-hmm. What did they have remember the posters in World War II, right? Loose lips sink ships.
Yeah. That's where that came from.
I love how they subtly work this plot thread in.
Yeah.
This guy becoming...
Yeah, so to remind people, this guy is her childhood friend who is a banker and supposed to be helping her loosen her money up so that she can give it to the rebellion. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know what she's using the money for. She didn't directly tell him. But now he seems to be palling up with her husband and is now also a douchebag.
Well, he's noticing that the underworld guy, right? Like the underworld fixer or whatever that she's getting involved with, and he's noticing all these other people getting all this attention and making lots of money and all this stuff, and he's like, "Where's mine?"
He literally said, "Yeah, that's fair." Well, he literally said, "I'm undervalued." Like he literally just told her, "I want more money," basically. I honestly kind of didn't like it. Like, I understand why they're doing it, but in the first season, he seemed more like a sympathetic to the cause type of character.
Yeah. But that's why I think that it took until now for him to get this way. Because it's he started to feel like he was watching other people who weren't doing what he was doing for her, getting elevated above him,
Yeah, no, I agree. I just kind of wish he went the other way with it.
Yeah.
You know what I wish we had seen? I wish we had seen that he had a son who could maybe have been married to her daughter.
That would have been a good reason
because
for him
I think
to be
a
upset.
huge part of the chip on his shoulders watching Skolden specifically being elevated.
Yeah, I could see that
in relationship.
Yeah. So here's again, her. I like how they're showing Mon Mothma have to balance being a mom, being a senator, being a wife, being being the head of an estate and a household. She runs a charity, and then also secretly all of those things funding the fact that she's a rebel. She's leading the rebellion. She's funding
one of the emerging leaders of the rebellion. Yeah, because she's not.
I mean, they do. I mean, not yet, but they do make her the leader of the de facto leader of the rebellion.
Yeah. As another one of the things that's interesting watching this season is watching her develop into from someone who's kind of still essentially just on the outside of the rebellion, just giving them money, right? To someone who's being pulled into the actual rebellion itself, like it's where the parts that aren't safe anymore,
Yeah. So Ellie, when did you get introduced to Star Wars?
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Since I was born?
Okay. All right. I always forget that your parents are
like a little TIE fighter in the womb with you.
Well, that was my brother, my eldest brother. So my eldest brother, my mom was pregnant with my eldest brother when she went to see the first Star Wars.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's as far as I know. And that is one of his favorite movies. And so it's kind of just always been a thing with our family.
That's awesome.
Here and there. So yeah.
What do you have a favorite part of Star Wars? Like, is there like out of all the properties or things, like, do you like the Jedi? Do you like, you know?
I like the Gray Jedi particularly.
Okay.
Specifically, I like the Gray Jedi.
Glenn? Where's Glenn? Because I remember that was one of our first huge discussions, points of contention. Because I'm also a big fan of the Gray Jedi, but like he contends that there's no such thing, and I was like, yeah, there is.
I mean, bites Doug.
They totally are real, Glenn, and they rock. Join us in the middle, Glenn. Join us in the middle. At least when it comes to being a Force user, join us in the middle. Otherwise, pick a damn side.
I will agree that there's no such thing as being a true Gray. There's no such thing as being a true Gray purely. Totally agree there. But like, it don't make sense to be one or the other. Yeah. Completely. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense to be one or the other or here completely. It doesn't make sense. You got to be like something.
Yeah,
something.
Which is what I view a Great Jedi as being. Not someone who's perfectly balanced, but someone who
I
is
think,
in that spectrum in the middle.
Yeah, I think that philosophy in itself was like, yeah, okay, that I understand that part. That part I can get behind. Yeah. That idea that like, okay, we're not perfect either way or this way.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like the idea of balance in the Star Wars universe. Like, I like that idea, and I kind of hope that's the way they go with the new stuff that they're doing. Yeah. Especially like, if I really hope Ahsoka comes into play with that, because she, by definition, isn't a Jedi, right? Yeah. She's not a Jedi, and she says that a lot. She never finished her stuff, but she's not a Jedi of old. So that's where I would say. I would agree
with that.
I agree with that.
That's
You're
fair.
not a
That's
Jedi.
Fair.
You're not a Jedi the way the Jedi used to function.
How about a gray Force user?
No, well, I would say
call them the Wills again.
Yeah, they call them the Wills. But I would say I think the new Jedi that we're gonna get in Rey Skywalker stuff is probably going to be something more along the lines of, in the book series, which is no longer canon, Luke's Jedi were allowed to get married and have relationships and children, and they weren't completely disconnected from their emotions. They just didn't allow their emotions to rule their thought.
Yeah,
that was their.
For crying out loud, he could walk on lava. So clearly, there's nothing wrong with the idea.
If anyone was Jedi Jesus, that would be Luke Skywalker.
Water, lava.
Yanking Star Destroyers from orbit. It's all easy.
Yeah.
Jed Weed. There we go. I would love to see. No, actually, I wouldn't love to see that, because that really would be the cheesiest line ever. But I can see someone writing that line. We are no longer Jedi. We are now Jed Weed. And I'd be like, no, stop it now.
Never have I seriously considered divorce before, but that was
if
amazing.
You need someone for court for that one, I mean, we can all witness to that one. I mean, that was irreconcilable differences if we've ever seen them.
It was so good. It was so good. It was painful.
Thank you, Aaron.
It hurt in my heart. It hurt. That was hilarious.
It filled my heart, Aaron.
I love it. Absolutely.
Evil. They're so evil.
Better watch out, Tom.
Never have I considered stealing another man's wife.
I chose wisely to pull from another property. Oh, by the way, I did actually. I forgot to share any of them because I'm terrible at my job.
Stop it.
I did. Well, I mean, I did forget to pull them up at all. But I did take screenshots for us to look at during this. But I didn't again share them because I'm terrible. Here. So. There. Speaking of the other property that is here, let me find the image that I want of his shop when we go to his shop. Is this it? Nope, that's Perrin, by the way. That's Mon Mothma's husband, who's a douchebag, and the underworld guy.
Isn't there someone else in the show who also has like a Wheel of Time name? Hold on, there's Perrin and there's. There's like someone else.
I guarantee you there's probably a Matt somewhere. Does that count?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but there's always a Matt.
And also Andor.
Oh yeah, there's Andor. Yeah, that's right.
Here we go.
Because I remember like I remember the discussion about pronunciations and like which one we were talking about when the show first started.
I forgot to share my whole screen instead of just my the pictures. But does anyone remember Indiana Jones and the Shankara stones?
Oh my god.
There they are.
There's so many Easter eggs in Luthen's shop. It's ridiculous. There's like so many things.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's also from a later episode, which I will pull up, a whip frozen in carbonite.
What?
Which is fantastic. But also in this shot are these, which I'm curious what everyone thinks in chat and in the show. I mean, and here with us. I
recognize them, but I can't remember why I recognize them, but I do recognize them. So the one on the right looks like a Sith holocron.
They are both holocrons.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this image is from Star Wars Rebels. This is the Sith holocron and Jedi holocron. That's actually Ezra holding it here, and that's Thrawn holding it.
Is this supposed to be
here.
Playing right now?
No, this is just
it will just
show. Oh yeah, we shut off the watch party. So if you're still on the watch party, and still watching,
you might have to hit the leave party thing first, or it gets weird.
Yeah, yeah. But so who thinks basically Luthen is a Jedi or an ex-Jedi?
Nah.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No.
I mean, I don't know. He could be, but he could also just be a thief.
Yeah. I think he definitely knows what they are. And I think it's like, if anything, he's probably more akin to like a non-force sensitive version of the guy from Rogue One, whose name I can't remember, but remember, like, I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. Yeah. I think maybe he's a believer. Yeah.
He knows that they're valuable.
I'm gonna say he's probably a believer, not a Jedi though, or Sith or anything like that.
He knows that they're valuable, but also I thought Obi-Wan was supposed to be like the last before Luke.
No, there's
a bunch that survived.
They are retconning, like the stuff from they're pulling a lot of stuff in from the book series and the extended universe into the new canon, and there's a lot of Jedi. Like for instance, the new video games that came out,
Fallen Order
and Jedi Survivor. The main character from that game also alive. So like there's a lot of Jedi.
I think he's just like Bail Doman. He's just a collector.
This is the main thing that makes me think
look like a lightsaber.
Like that's his staff. That's his staff that he carries around.
It does look like a lightsaber. You got a point.
Yeah.
They do have lightsabers that are staves. So
yes. Well, my theory is we see him extend like a walking stick out of that, like it compresses down into that part that's at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think at one point he's going to like close the walking stick and ignite it, and like the top half of it's going to fall off when the lightsaber ignites. Like I think we're going to get a scene like that at some point.
Well, okay. I think you're right.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I think you're right because here's the fact that you're thinking that way means that most fans are probably looking at that and thinking that. And as a storyteller, if you have hints like that, you expect your people to want to do that. And if you have red herrings like that, and if it's a Star Wars thing, and you want your people to think that that's what's going to happen, and it doesn't happen, you're going to have a really angry audience base if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't do it, you have to have a really good execution on the red herring aspect.
So as a storyteller, if it doesn't happen, I hope that they do that for both of those characters.
So now I'm just contemplating, because the biggest
Chekhov's
thing
gun.
that's going to tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I was going to say Chekhov's saber, right?
I hope that both
Chekhov's
instances, for both characters, I hope that it is a Chekhov's Jedi instance, because otherwise these characters would not be nearly as interesting now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as interesting of a story otherwise now.
I'm just going back through what we've seen so far and thinking about, because for me, the thing that always identifies someone who's force sensitive, which is why my headcanon has said that Han Solo was force sensitive, is that their luck is ridiculous.
So
that's like always the biggest clue that they're force sensitive.
I agree with you.
No sense.
I agree with you to a point.
They're Ta'viran. They're Ta'viran of the Star Wars universe.
They just happen to flick their hand on accident. Oh, things happen.
Yeah.
The only
so I'm thinking, how lucky has Luthen been?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
how
I agree with
improbably
you.
lucky has he been?
And I wholeheartedly agree with you about Han Solo. I thought that my whole life, but like, my only issue with that is that like I feel like it devalues just like normal people. Like even if even the scoundrel who has nothing to do with the Force has to be force sensitive just to be the hero character. Like let him be a normal everyday human. Like just let him be a regular person and still do all the awesome cool shit.
I guess the Force could use somebody without them being in tune with the Force in any way.
Yeah, which
could also
for a Wheel of Time fan makes a lot of sense too, because that's literally what the pattern does. So but
yeah, I would have to go back and look at all the scenes involving Luthen at this point. Like, have we seen anything where it seems like his reflexes are abnormally fast, or have we seen anything that maybe indicates some level of precognition and things like that?
So at the end,
influencing other people's minds, like weak-minded people, have we seen them influence their minds?
Not that,
stuff like that.
No, but at the end of season 1 of Andor, he flies his ship very, very well, which is something that a lot of Jedi do, and
because of their reflexes.
The ship that he flies it looks like a heavily modified Jedi fighter ship from the Republic time. Like if you go and look at the ships that like Obi-Wan and Anakin fly in like episode 2, they're called A-wings.
Like one of those I can't. Yeah, I couldn't remember what they were called, but yeah, you're right. You're right. They're
because they look like the letter A. The center of the ship, like the middle part of his ship, looks like an A-wing, and then it looks like stuff is built on top of it.
The only issue there is, I just think it opens up some moments where the fans will say, why didn't he do certain things? You know what I mean? Like, because it's like certain situations he probably could have solved.
Well, again,
if he can use it.
So the great Necromanager. I love that name.
Yeah, it's a good show, so definitely you should watch it.
You should definitely watch Andor. It's so good.
It will hurt you in certain ways and it will make you laugh in certain ways. Like Pepe Le Pew, the unwitting corpo cop is hilarious.
That's a great reference to him, Pepe Le Pew, the corpo cop.
He first season he was 100% Pepe Le Pew. Like every time every time he was anywhere near Dedra, I literally kept imagining, oh mon chéri. It's like that was even one of my parting gags with him. I literally did a Pepe Le Pew parting gag with him because he was just so blatantly Pepe Le Pew.
We also get to look at Diego Luna's face for a lot, so please, that's if you need a really shallow reason to watch Andor, there's one.
Faces are so weird now.
Faces are weird.
I love your brain. I love your brain.
Something has happened to faces.
Cheeks are things. Cheeks are like solid now. It's weird.
And they
That's
have
really interesting.
And they all look different and frame people's face differently.
Yes, it's interesting. Maybe I should say interesting, not weird. Yeah.
I have to try. I have to see if my doctor will like give me a trial of this because I really want to see if like something weird, different changes with. Because like for me, it's almost like it's how to put it. It's almost like kind of like I slide off the faces.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, they like melted a little bit and they moved.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's almost like you remember like the silence in Doctor Who. Like sometimes I feel like it's like that, where it's like I only understand them while I'm looking directly at them, but the minute I look slightly away, they've ceased to exist.
It's literally like dyslexia for faces. That's
I have dyslexia too. Hey.
Yeah. That's funny.
Hey.
I have like weird cognitive moments involving writing and stuff. Like I remember, like I took a math test and only half of the test. I only did half the test. I got a 50% exactly on the test, and I was really upset because I thought I had done so well on that test. I was breezing through it, and so I went to the teacher. I was like, "How are you going to give me a 50% when I answered all the questions correctly?" And he looks at me and he says, "It's
back of the pages?
customary to only give someone the grade for the parts of the test that they do." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "If you only do half the test, I'm only going to give you 50%." And I was like, "But I did the whole test." And he's just staring at me, and he just takes the paper from me and he flips the papers over.
No!
Yeah. They had other sides. And I swear to you, when I did that test, those were single-sided pages. I swear this to you. Because
that was a TV show.
Hey, somebody's watching my life, clearly.
Yeah, they are.
When did that show come out?
They clearly are.
Because that event happened in 1992. So, but yeah, it's insane.
Rapunzel, that's funny. She said, I had a legit fear as a child that I would witness a crime and the perp would get away because I couldn't describe his face.
Also, hi, Rapunzel. And you know what? Like, I worked security for more than 2 years. And that was something I genuinely worried about all the time, is because, like,
there you go.
The only way I could remember who someone was 100% contextual. So if they were in a different environment, I would not know who they were.
Security guard just snapping pictures of people. Like, hold on.
Well, hey, if you want to feel
honestly, if I had to, that's what I would do.
If you want to feel a little bit better,
you got here for the math. That's the most important part, right?
If you want to feel a little bit better about police sketches, majority of people will never ever be able to remember accurately a face for a police sketch. So that's just people in general. So face blindness or not, you don't gotta feel bad about that.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't feel bad about
face blindness. Good.
I was going to say, you shouldn't feel bad about eyewitness testimony in any way, because the only eyewitness testimony is literally the least trusted testimony in all aspects of everything, except in a court of law.
Except for the trial. Yeah, that's the problem. It's like it's like all the people doing the investigation know that it's completely worthless, but in trials they value it more than any other
form of
evidence,
yes.
except for DNA and fingerprints, which we now also know is not accurate, because fingerprints, it turns out, they're not unique.
The irony.
Yeah, right? It took huge amounts of freaking data analysis to figure that out. But nope, it turns out that, yes, you probably do share your fingerprints with someone else out there, or at the very least someone else who's been born. You know? So we got here today a very masculine version of an Overauto screen.
There you go. You can see it.
I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it now.
I mean,
it can also go on that page, dildos with threatening auras. They knew what they were doing.
And that's a different. That is a different school of Jedi.
Exactly. There. What would we call them? What color Jedi would that be?
Leather.
Yeah,
the leather Jedi. We'll just give them.
Or latex. Latex Jedi.
Always two there are: a daddy and a simp.
See, there's a whole genre of kink you can't get involved in if you're allergic to latex. It's so sad.
You know what? The whip sabers make a lot more sense now.
Oh my God, you're right.
Wow. I can't take how plausible that is.
Yeah.
People didn't understand why there was such a thing as a whip saber. Now we know.
Now we know. It cauterizes itself. We're done.
Yeah.
So true. Oh man, set your whip laser to stun.
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
Now I'm thinking of Boss Nass from Phantom Menace. You musta be a pony.
No.
Oh, God.
Misa bad Gungan.
Oh man, I loved. You know what? I love Ahmad.
Darth Jar Jar's now we know why he became Darth Jar Jar, right?
Yeah, he's the real Sith Lord. He's the true Sith Lord.
I love that idea, by the way. I consider that to be the greatest missed opportunity in movie history, right there. Is not having Jar Jar be revealed as a Sith.
Yeah.
In the new Lego Star Wars movie they did, it was like a what if version of
awesome.
Star Wars, and Jar Jar literally was Darth Jar Jar, and he was like the ruler of the Sith.
He's kicking your ass, Andy.
It was probably the only time they actually got to do the thing they wanted to do, but the only place they could do it where the fans wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I gotta say that's one thing that always irritates me though, like real talk, is when a writer or any kind of creator gets upset that people didn't immediately like something they did, and so they just change everything else they were planning on doing. Because the only way the Phantom Menace really makes sense in terms of Jar Jar anyway is if he was going to be revealed to be a freaking Sith Lord. Because there's so many little things that don't make any sense unless he turns out to be a Sith Lord.
He very much causes the deaths of people. Yeah. But they did add him into also the new Fortnite season.
God.
Oh,
that's
my God.
That's from the cutscene of the new season of Fortnite that just happened.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
He is a player. He is a playable character.
My God.
Darth Jar Jar is not real and cannot hurt you. Darth Jar Jar. Shine hard, Jar Jar.
Could you imagine?
Misa want me dagger.
Now I'm thinking
Misa have special bombad dagger.
No. Even worse. Machin Jar Jar.
Machin Jar Jar.
No.
Because you know how
all the voices talking to you are just going Misa.
Misa want to rip your skin off. Misa want to drain all your blood and break all your bones.
Yusa think people gonna die? Yusa right.
It would be so much more scary, you guys.
What is he? What is he, like a Schmeagol Jar Jar?
I always slip into Smeagol when I do Jar Jar. I don't know why.
Oh my God. I love when our conversations go this far off the rails. It's hilarious.
All right,
people tuning in right now are like, what is even happening?
All right, speaking of rails, giggity. I'm sorry. You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. One of the things that we do at the end of our show is announce who our next guest is going to be. So let's get that out of the way. Ellie, I think you'll recognize this name. Author and lovely human Jen Lyons. She is a fantastic person. We've had her on the show before. She is also a humongous Star Wars fan, like huge Star Wars fan. We're actually currently playing in a Star Wars virtual TTRPG, which is a lot of fun.
She actually knows Anakin's midichlorian count.
She hates the midichlorians, but she does know the count.
I've heard her talk about that.
Yeah, she is not a fan of the midichlorians.
Yeah,
Luna,
I was not happy when they introduced that either.
Luna abandoned his bed for the windowsill, so now he's in the windowsill seat.
So cute.
Yeah, he just goes from laying in one spot to laying in another spot because that's how things work.
Oh, the life of a cat, man.
You're welcome, Brother Zach. What's up, Brother Zach? Man?
That was a great idea.
And then we get to subject Giggly Ellie to inside the Dragon Mount Studios interview questions, which are
I
not.
forgot about that. Okay.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
It's fun.
Tom's gonna ask all the questions in Jar Jar's voice. No.
Oh God, I'm out of margarita. Okay.
It'll be Jar Jar. It'll be Jar Jar's speech pattern with Smeagol's voice, though. Apparently.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. But we have our super whatchamacall wow,
intro.
words are just escaping me. Like I can't word tonight at all.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's true. And I've had a couple of drinks as well because that's what you got to do. But yeah, we got super professional. I can't even say professional, and made an introduction, and it is going to start playing any second now. And Reverse is backstage waiting for later. But yes, welcome to Inside the Dragon Mount Studios, Ellie. Okay, so we have to start right off the bat with our staple interview starting question, just to drive right down to the bone with very serious, to set the tone for how serious we're going to be. So,
All right.
What is your favorite dinosaur?
A Triceratops.
Have we been keeping a tally of these? I feel like the Triceratops is in the lead. I mean, it's got to be up there.
Actually, if we count me too, we're at 4.
Okay.
4 Triceratops. Triceratops is also my favorite.
Huh.
Was it Sarah, the Triceratops?
That's what I was going to ask.
That's exactly. Right.
Me too.
Well, I mean, okay, that's the first reason. Second reason, because the number 3 is, the power number. Come on, Trinity,
True.
Let's go.
The power of 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Charmed.
Oh, yes.
But mostly Sarah. Triceratops.
Yeah, me too.
It also took me 30 years to figure out Triceratops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So. I was definitely an adult before I made that connection. It's kind of sad. All right. What is your favorite word?
Wait a minute. I just learned that right now. In real time.
Hey, yeah! What? I was not the last to learn. Yes! Woo! Oh, that feels good.
That's funny.
Live.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
crazy,
okay,
right?
I feel less bad.
Right? It took me hearing it out loud from someone else saying it, being like, "Oh my God, that's why her name was Sarah." Wow.
Thank you for that. That was
no
glorious.
problem.
Okay.
Spreading the love.
Sorry, Crystal. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. All right. What is your favorite word?
Grandiloquence.
Ooh, what is that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It is using fancy words to sound extra fancy.
I love that. That is perfect. And I love that that's the word. Say it again.
Grandiloquence.
It's like grand eloquence. Okay. I like it.
I love it because it's super hypocritical. So.
Yeah. It's the best way. I feel like the best way to describe it is it is a floofy word.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and what is your least favorite word?
Oh, a least favorite word. Oh, that's new. I've never thought about that.
She's looking for the words.
Mm-hmm.
They're behind you on the shelf.
I don't organize that shelf.
What's the first thing that pops in your head?
Starts with an IR.
Oh, okay.
What
does it mean?
It's not a real word. It's like a word that people use, but it doesn't mean what they think it means.
Irreverent?
No.
Irregardless.
That's the one. That's exactly it. Oh my God, you got it.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
the
Aaron
one.
at the same time.
Yes.
By the way,
That's the one. That's the one, Aaron.
Ellie, I typed into Google IR word that people say that isn't a word, and it came up with irregardless.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it because it wasn't a real word, but I remember every time I hear it, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
Well done, Aaron. Well done. Aaron's faster than Google. Well done.
Nice.
Oh, that is a bad word. I don't like it. I don't like it either.
Yeah.
It is. You watch my husband just
Look at that.
like cringe.
Did you see what Reverse said?
Oh no.
No, I missed it.
A word frequently used by people who are grandiloquent.
Good job, friend.
That's good. That's a good callback. Okay.
All right, where are we? Sorry. What's an everyday sound that you love?
There you go.
Ooh, I love the sound of rain. That's why I picked rain as my
Ellie Raine, I get it.
It's literally why.
And what is a sound that you dislike?
There's so many. I will leave out the sounds that involve high pitch young family members. Despite how much it hurts hearing, I still think it's adorable. There's a certain frequency. I believe it's 8,000 hertz.
Okay.
Yes, 8,000 hertz. Simple scrapes.
Oh, I know. It has a name. That's that sound.
I don't know.
I forgot what it is. It has a name, and it happens a lot in like. I think it's 8,000 hertz. It's the level. It's the frequency level that happens like randomly in not in nature, but like sometimes like a fan in an air conditioning duct can like rattle at the exact right frequency. That's 8,000 hertz, and people attribute it to ghosts and stuff like that. So often,
I guess that's one, but also like what if you got like an old TV that turns on and you just walk by it and it's just like.
Do you also hear
it and you're just
fluorescent lights?
God, yes,
absolutely. I think that's part of what's going on with like my constant headaches is the fluorescent lights.
I hate it.
I hate it too. I totally agree with you. All right.
Okay. Oh,
yes.
For the next part.
Reverse, yes. The answer is yes. Reverse.
Oh, he's typing in the other chat. That's why I don't see it. Yes, we are all on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diagnosed also.
Yeah. All diagnosed. Yep.
Yes. The okay. We did forget one. Do you have a favorite curse word and or fantasy replacement curse word?
I do have a favorite curse word, but I don't know if I can say it on here. Can I say that?
You can say it, yeah.
You could say we're 18 plus, so.
You're a soggy wet cunt.
I do love that word. That is why I love Scottish, Irish, and British people because of the use of that word.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Favorite replacement one. I don't know what my favorite replacement one is. Probably something from Brave. But I can't think of it.
That's fair. There's a lot of good ones in some of the newer Disney properties. They do some fun ones.
Yeah.
All right, you're a Crystal.
Oh, sorry.
You're
okay,
good.
so we're changing it to Andor. So,
yeah, of course.
In general, which Andor character do you think would make the best roommate and why?
Best roommate?
Gotta live with them.
Oh man. I don't really remember his name, but
that's fine. That's what we're here for.
Can Cassian's sister's boyfriend, person. I don't remember what their relationship was exactly.
Oh, the guy that's with her when she's repairing that thing in the field. Okay.
That dude.
Okay.
Seems...
That's Cassian's girlfriend, by the way, just for later purposes. You don't get confused when they kiss.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was not... Okay. So in season 1, that wasn't established?
They in season 1, they talk about how they had a past relationship, but no longer.
Right. Oh, okay. I was really confused then. I was super confused then. Wow.
It's okay.
All right. I heard them say sister,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, sister.
Yeah, he did have. They do show his sister in season 1, but it's not her.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna attribute that to the no medication.
And also, it's just confusing. It's like there's a lot of characters, and they talk about finding his sister, and they do have a kind of brother-sister relationship in season 1.
Okay, well, the shopkeeper repair guy, that dude, that dude seemed pretty chill, pretty mellow,
and handy.
He seemed sweet enough, and if he tried anything, I feel like I could take him. But he also seemed like he would back off if I said anything. You know,
that's fair.
That's the way I looked at it.
Okay, and who do you think would make the worst roommate, or who wouldn't you want as a roommate?
Oh, everybody.
Oh, I get that. Aaron is the only roommate that I've not wanted to have.
Eyebrows guy. I don't remember his name. I do not remember his name.
Luthian?
Not Mr. Capey Cape? He'd be real obnoxious to live
Not
with.
Mr. Capey Cape. Mr. Capey Cape, I see more as like an annoying dad. No, not him. No.
He doesn't have good eyebrows.
The younger guy with a hat. Him.
Okay.
Him.
Cyril. His name
is
Cyril.
I would not, dude. I would just be throwing things at him by like the end of the week.
I 1000% agree. He reminds me a lot of Galad from The Wheel of Time.
Yeah, he would probably be on my ass about turning the toilet paper like up instead of down or something, and I'd just be like throwing it at him, like, just like, get out, stop it.
Well, it seems to be your turn on the chore sheet to be the
chore sheet.
Okay, so who was your first ever fictional crush? We're gonna assume that you had one.
Fictional.
Yeah, we're just assuming that you had one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What fictional crush?
It can be any realm of fiction: video games, television, movies, comic books.
I'm gonna go with Link from Zelda.
Okay.
Probably. That's the closest I'm gonna go with.
Which game did it for you?
Ocarina of Time.
Yes, thank you.
Ocarina of Time. Yes.
I don't know if I would count that as a crush. More like I wanted to be Link.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if that counts, but like close enough, right?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Putting on someone's skin can be romantical.
Yeah, I wanted to be in the adventure. I wanted to do that.
Such a good game.
And then you made the adventures for yourself in your books.
Yeah, exactly. I just made them goth.
All right. Is there any job or group from any realm of fiction, including your own, because you made your own realm of fiction, that you would like to belong to, or you think you would be fun to belong to?
Are we talking like realistically or just not realistically?
Pipe dream, like something that you would like, I want to do that. Like, I would love to do this thing.
Oh man, for sure. Either the Reapers in my realm or the Dream Catchers in my realm.
Okay.
Because like being able to like make things in the dream realm, like just weaving things, making them a reality in the subconscious realm, just automatically is like, I want to do that. That sounds cool. Like that's a creative outlet for me. It like in my head, that's a thing that I've always wanted to do. Because like that's kind of what we do in our dreams. If
Yeah.
we do the lucid dreaming, that's what we do. If we
I've always
recognize we're
tried so
dreaming,
hard.
yeah. So if we realize, oh, we're dreaming, I can just do this thing. So we just do it. So like that's like a thing that would be really cool to actually do if we hop between other people's dreams and stuff.
Okay.
And for like for Reapers, if we could do that like in the afterlife and stuff, similar aspect, but like afterlife in this world,
Yeah.
that would be cool too.
Okay. So you said realistically, so like what do you think then realistically you would be then?
Not realistically, I'd just be doing what I'm doing.
Storyteller,
author or artist or music person, just creating things, art, whatever. Because realistically,
I like your art.
Thanks. Because realistically, that's what I'm doing. That's what I would want to do.
Fair.
Glenn, I can't believe you said that out loud in the chat. I just don't. No. He's awesome. Stop it. Like, don't. No.
Blatant lie.
Okay, so is there a job in the realm of fiction? Like, what do you think is the very worst job to have? Something you would never want to do? Like, what would you never want to be?
What would I never want to be? Oh my God.
Or a group that you would never want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a job.
I'm going to go with something from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Because that is one of the worlds I would never, ever want to be in.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is scary as hell. Hell no.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Don't want to be in there.
Yeah. The first thing that pops in my head is the Night's Watch.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, like reading about it, cool. Living it, no, thank you.
No thanks.
I'm gonna go with the Night's Watch. No thanks.
Okay.
Y'all can.
I
will read about y'all's jobs any day. Don't want to do it.
Safe distance.
Do not envy you.
Absolutely. And I want to say the Winds of Winter is never coming out. Just for
yeah.
Just to put that
I'm pretty convinced. I'm pretty convinced. Yeah.
We're 15 years late. It's never coming out.
Nope.
All right.
Keep getting the carrot out. No.
No. I'm listen. At this point, I would have had a ghostwriter finish it for me. Okay. So the last question is the only deep one that we have really. Is there any specific portrayal of an afterlife or like what happens when you die from any realm of fiction or fantasy, science fiction, fantasy, whatever you want, comic books, movies, video games, TV shows, whatever, that you hope to be true when it is your time?
I guess Terry Pratchett, mostly. But Terry Pratchett is everything?
Yeah.
So it really just depends on what people believe in.
So what do you so Discworld is like you get what you think you deserve, essentially?
Exactly. Yes.
So then what do you deserve?
Well, I'm not sure it's what you think you deserve so much as what you believe in.
Oh, okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What you think it is that you will get is what you get.
All right. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too. It goes along with, a lot of other fantasies too, where it's like, you create your own and things like that. But it gives it like a tangible thing. And I love Death's character in Discworld too. It's fantastic.
Yeah. He did Death's character, and Terry Pratchett had like a huge, profound influence on my belief in that in general. Like, it's a big part of why I myself actually believe in reincarnation in general.
Me too.
Because like I don't know. The whole idea that like energy can't be destroyed or created, it can only be transferred. So like I believe that our souls are just like our electricity. Our brain is powered by electricity. We are electricity. We're powered by that. We have electrical synapses powering ourselves and our brains and all of that. We already know that. So, like, I feel like that has to be transferred somewhere. It doesn't just get destroyed. So, to me, I feel like consciousness gets transferred somewhere. Wherever that goes, I don't know where it goes. Maybe it is up to whatever we want to do or wherever we think it goes. So if we think it goes around, why wouldn't it just go around?
Like a circle.
Because my earliest memory is just waking up. So why wouldn't the next thing just be waking up again?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So that's kind of the way that I thought about it. You know, I remember being a kid and remembering that waking up was the first thing I remembered. So what happens when the last thing I do is close my eyes? Would I just wake up again? And so, like, I thought about that as a kid for a really, really, really long time. And then I read Terry Pratchett's books. And then that kind of helped me figure out, hey, this is actually a thing that other people have thought about. And that led me to, like, oh, this is called reincarnation. That's a real thing that people have thought about. So yeah,
that was my favorite thing, like when I was a kid learning about like religions and like, oh wait, those are real and people still do those, like, because I grew up in a Christian household, and the way they and I actually went to Catholic school as a kid, and the way they teach other religions is kind of like they're not a thing anymore. Like they teach them in a historical sense, which is and discovering other religions existed, and like the idea of reincarnation is specifically is what really expanded my mind too. So I love that.
Yeah. And I remember Avatar was like another thing where it's like, hey, there's a word for this thing. That's the thing.
Yes, I love Avatar's Afterlife.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for answering our silly little questions. And let's bring our other friend who's been patiently sitting backstage and peanut gallerying with us all evening. Thank you very much.
Random thoughts in the chat.
I love your random thoughts. I love both of your very wrinkly, beautiful brains, and that's why I like having you guys here with us. So
yeah, this is always
thank
fun.
you.
Like the people you bring on here, you know, not talking about myself obviously, but the people you bring on here are always nice. Like really interesting people.
Yay! Well, it's
Crystal,
pure
you gotta make the button
selfishness
at some point.
I know. I need to.
It's pure selfishness. I like to surround myself with awesome people, and you're one of those people too, Reverse. So.
Oh shucks.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and thank our lovely chat and viewers who have been hanging out with us and joining in our conversations. I love seeing all of you awesome people with us too. I posted, and I'm going to post again, a link for
hi to everybody who I didn't like say hi to by name in chat. You guys are always there, pretty awesome.
Yeah, everyone's always there and supporting us and you, and now I hope Ellie as well. Go and check out her books, and if you guys do like most of our audience is fans of the Wheel of Time, if you end up at JordanCon, there's a very good chance that you will see and or meet Ellie, because she is often there. I also have ReverseBLT's links are all in the description of this video, and because I closed the web browser with the link directly to his YouTube channel, because I'm a terrible, there it is. I will post the link to his YouTube channel as well. If you enjoy,
easy to find though, you just gotta. Oh, sorry, it's over there. You gotta look at just the name. You just basically
just
go to the name.
You're the only one with that name. You're 100% the only one with that name. What show are you currently reacting to?
So the edits that are currently dropping are for Severance. So
the newest season, or
still on the first season for the edits. Done with the whole series though. Those are up on Patreon in the uncut version, not edited version yet. But after this is done, I'm actually going to make episode 6 of season 1 live, which If you guys have watched Severance, you'll know that that's basically the episode that changes everything. So that's my plug.
Okay. Awesome. And when are you watching
I
live?
am going to come to Dragon Con at some point, and when I do, people who are there are going to get to find out what my actual first name is.
Ooh.
Because I'm going to wear my famous dragon robe, which
I'm going to
to
be a dragon.
Well, I probably won't be able to make it this year, but like, because there's not yet time for the dragon to be revealed.
Are you?
But my name is on the back of that robe in Korean.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay.
So if you can read Korean, you will know my first name after that point.
Does it start with a T?
Hey, someone's figured out what's going on with that. There are I've only ever met 2 people who, without prompting, understood that was the whole point was that it was my initials reversed.
Yes! I was thinking about that the whole episode. I'm not even kidding.
I love this. I
Seriously,
love this so much.
It's only happened twice. Only happened twice. And both times have been within the past week and a half.
That's wonderful.
Nailed it.
And that's quite amazing.
I didn't even pick
I
up
had
on
so
that.
many things. Like people thought that I was on some crusade against bacon. And I was like, no, that's like the opposite of who I am. Are you serious? Like if I could eat bacon for every single meal.
Oh, you've been called out. You've been doxxed.
You know, that is disturbingly close. Actually, that is actually disturbingly close. It's not right, but it is disturbingly close. Tom actually knows my name actually, so he knows how close that was, and I would assume Crystal knows too because Tom knows.
Yay! I got the riddle. Oh,
but yeah,
I'm happy.
You're one of the people I have to give a cookie, and I fucking love BLTs. They're so good. Like I love them so much that I actually it turns out there is such a thing as a reverse BLT, and it is a BLT sandwich where the bread is the bacon and everything else is inside the bacon, and it is just bacon on top of bacon with cheese in it and like. Tomatoes and lettuce in between the bacon, and there's no bread. It's literally just bacon and like
it's a bacon sandwich.
Stuff. Yeah, it's a bacon sandwich, and it's the most delicious thing ever. And it is one of the few things that makes me doubt when my atheistic stance. Like perhaps there really is a God out there who loves us because bacon exists and chocolate exists. And those things, they are a little bit of evidence. But one day we're going to find out that pigs are self-aware, and then I won't be able to eat bacon anymore. And it'll be the most sad thing ever.
Maybe it's not Baroque Atah tonight. It can Atah tonight.
Oh God, that's wrong on like so many levels and funny at the same time.
Good.
Ishar Piggy.
Yes.
Piggy.
Ellie, is your next convention, and Aaron shouted it out before, is your next convention multiverse, or are you doing something between now and then?
I'm actually doing MomoCon first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone is in the Atlanta area, it's in the Atlanta area,
yes.
like in one of the little towns like around Atlanta. It's predominantly like a literature and anime convention,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
With a name like Momo.
I think that's in October. MomoCon is in Atlanta.
October is multiverse.
October is multiverse. MomoCon is at the end of this month in May. Okay. So it's in like May 24th?
May 22nd.
May 22nd.
Yeah, it says May 22nd through the 25th.
Oh, hang on.
Thursday, May 22nd through Sunday, May 25th. Which is also the 24th, so that works.
Let me check.
If I go to this multiverse thing, it would be a birthday present to myself.
Ooh, you should.
Ooh, you're right. Okay, good. You're right.
Yes.
I am a Scorpio.
I pulled it up on their website. So I pulled up if you Google MomoCon 2025, you'll find it. And Multiverse Con is also a fantastic convention. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you can see possibly all 3 of us there if Reverse goes as well. But I will be there. Ellie will be there, and maybe we can get Crystal out one day for that too.
Someday,
maybe
with the
maybe
button.
Yay! Yes, it was Ellie's birthday. We did say happy birthday earlier. It's Cinco de Ellie today. We love that.
It's also Children's
That's
Day
right.
in Japan.
Is it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
That's cool.
Wasn't it Golden Week last week too, or something like that?
I have no idea.
It's like all the festivals right now, or something.
There's so many. There's just too many to keep track of.
I don't know.
All right, before we go, I want to remind everybody next week we're going to have author Jen Lyons. She's a fantastic author, Tor author. She currently has her new book out on Backer Kit, I believe. It's called. I'll have a link for it. There'll be a link in the description of the video when I get the live posted tonight. But A Chorus of Dragons is her series on Tor. If you go check it out, if you love big dragons and high fantasy, it's fantastic. And it is complete. She did finish the series, so you don't have to wait for more books to come out. So you should go check it out. Anyway, with that, say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.